Does the mortgage process confuse you? Don't worry, I've got your back. Chad Helmcamp here with BWC Lending, here to tell you about the 4 phases of buying a home. There are a lot of details that go into buying a home, and there's a lot of steps along the way. What I wanted to try to do was really simplify it for you and break it down into 4 phases. You've got the origination phase, the processing phase, the underwriting phase, and the closing phase. So four phases with different steps during each process. Let's talk about the origination phase. What goes on there? Number 1, you've got to apply for a loan. I usually recommend my buyers looking to purchase a home to do that 6 to 12 months prior to purchasing the home. That way, if we identify that we have anything that needs work, i.e. on your credit, the sooner we identify that issue, the better. But that's the number 1 step, is to apply for a loan. Meet with your mortgage professional and determine what your budget is to purchase a home. Once that process is complete, your mortgage professional should provide you with a pre-approval letter. At this point, you're in good shape and you can start the home buying process. Hopefully by this time, you've either started the conversation of finding a real estate agent to work with, but if not, now would be the time to select that real estate professional who's going to represent you as you purchase your new home. As part of that pre-approval process, you're going to provide all of your documentation. Pay stubs, bank statements, tax returns, whatever the lender may need, you're going to provide that to make sure that we don't have any challenges there. Now that you're done with all that, you've hired your real estate professional, it's time for you to go find a home. Your real estate professional is going to help you make a competitive offer to get your offer accepted, which in this market can be challenging at times. But once that contract is executed, that's when the real fun begins. Well, at least some of us think it's fun. Now we're going to move into phase 2, and that is the processing of your loan. During this time, a lot of different things are going to be happening concurrently. What's really important is that your real estate and mortgage professional are communicating with each other to keep you on track and to make sure that you follow the checklist all the way through. But first and foremost, things need to be ordered. You're going to enter that option period on the contract. During the option period is when you're ordering inspections on the home to make sure there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the home. At the same time, we on the lending side, we're going to lock in your interest rate. We're going to disclose your loan to you so you can sign all your initial disclosures. And then we're going to gather any updated documentation we may need. We're also going to order all the third-party items, such as appraisal, title, survey might be a little early, we might do that a little bit later, but those are the types of things that we're going to be ordering during the option period. We're going to gather all this information. Your processor on our team, that's Nikki and Marissa, they're going to be making sure we have everything together, and they're going to prepare for underwriting. The underwriting is our 3rd phase, okay? During the underwriting phase, a lot's going on. We've passed the option period. You've negotiated any repairs that may be necessary on the home, but the underwriter is going to review all the documentation that we provided thus far and to make sure that your loan is actually approvable. Usually they're going to issue what's called a conditional approval. This conditional approval will have hopefully a handful of items that are relatively minor, maybe an updated bank statement, things like that. We're going to work on gathering those items from you. Hopefully the appraisal's coming in by now, title's coming in by now, and then we're going to get everything ready to resubmit to the underwriter so that we can hopefully enter the 4th and final phase, which is the closing phase. The closing phase is when we receive the clear to close from the underwriter. Now we know that we can start working with the closing attorneys, who will then communicate with the title company to prepare the final closing documents. This process can take a little bit of time, but usually a couple of days at the most. But we'll get that final closing disclosure for you, which will tell you what your final number is for what you need to come to closing with for your cash to close. And then, and last but not least, we're going to enter that 10th step, which is the closing itself. You're going to arrive at the title company. The title company is going to walk you through all of the documents. You'll sign on the dotted line. We're going to wire your funds for the loan to the title company. You're going to either have a cashier's check or a wire transfer of your own funds. The title company will take all your signed documents, send it to our attorneys for review, and then they will provide what's called funding authorization. That's the last and final step. Now it's time to get the keys to your home. Hopefully this helps you get a better understanding of how the process works. 4 main phases, lots of steps in between. If you hire the right real estate professional, the right lender, this process should be a breeze. Subscribe below. Tune in next time. We'll have more information for you.
I belong to you. I belong to you.